They're off. Very slow to go was Midnight Tango. Turquoise jacket blinkered the first time, is last away for the Godolphin Lifetime Care Oh So Sharp. The dark blue jacket of Mubasimah and Shady Dame in green and yellow, the first two to show. Orange sleeves of Senorita Vega behind these, and Bling His Sister is showing just about in fourth place. Then Calendar Girl, dark jacket, white cap, furthest from us alongside Classic Cuvée in yellow and black. Dark blue and gold of class, but with her is Coming Attraction. Slow starter Midnight Tango to the right, and the turquoise has come alongside best turned out winner Tavana. And blue and white of Mood Queen is at the rear of the field, but they're coming down to the last 3 furlongs, and Mubasimah, Ashim Murphy out in front. Calendar Girl one from the left at the moment. Between those orange sleeves is Senorita Vega. They're followed by extreme right Midnight Tango. Ridden along then is Shady Dame. Classic Cuvée under pressure. Bling His Sister and Coming Attraction behind those. Mubasimah, though, down into the dip, continues to hold sway here. Calendar Girl is coming on the left to challenger. Senorita Vega's between those, and Coming Attraction behind these in fourth. This quartet are clear, and with the white cap, Calendar Girl comes to join Mubasimah, is fighting on gamely. Going to be a close one here. They race to the line. Calendar Girl just to Mubasimah, Senorita Vega, and Coming Attraction.
Calendar Girl was just a really impressive winner of the Oh So Sharp Stakes for Owen Burrows and the Kennet Valley Syndicate, who are absolutely delighted. All of them, I don't know whether you can see, going up onto the trophy podium now to celebrate. It's a great feeling when you can please that many people, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what me and Sam were just saying, that, you know, she's done nothing wrong this year, this filly, and it's great to make so many people so happy, you know. Yeah, it gives you a real kick.
I bet it does. So she won the valuable sales race at Doncaster. Did you already feel she was pattern class, or did that give you essentially the funds with a team like this to roll the dice?
So look, to be fair to poor old Jim Crowley, when he won on her at Newbury, he said to me he thought she was pattern class. And look, you know, Jim's been around long enough, and I know Jim well enough that he doesn't just say that for the sake of it. So that was always in the back of my mind. Obviously the sales race was huge money, and she had such a light weight that we had to roll the dice. I was concerned 6.5 might just find her, you know, because for me she wants a mile, you know. So we just got away with that, but obviously that form is pretty strong, isn't it, the way it's in. But look, she's only had very lightweight. So yeah, we felt, and I'll be honest, after that I thought she had quite a hard race that day, 'cause she was in top gear for most of it. But you know, she come back and licked her manger clean every night. She's, you know, just fractionally gone in her coat now, but still looks well. Her work had been pleasing, so you know, spoke to the guys and happy to roll the dice.
And what did Callum say when he came back? Because she's gritty as well as talented, isn't she?
She is. He said he thought she was just going to go and win sort of quite comfortably, a couple of lengths. Didn't do a lot in front. Just sort of lugged over to the second horse, who, you know, obviously pretty inexperienced, stuck in there well, but he felt she was always just doing enough. So look, yeah, she's obviously good to have a bit of experience here, and obviously for these guys, you know, the dream's alive still for the winter.
So that's it for her now, and it's 1,000 guineas?
Yeah, look, I think, you know, certainly I think she's done enough for now, for this year, and yeah, we'll see whether or not we think about a trial. We'll see how her work is in the spring. But yeah, look, for these guys, it's just something you dream of, isn't it?
Very much so. I mean, that is an incredible dream for a syndicate. What a winter they're going to have. They've got the advantage of a filly who handles the track, we know that. You've kind of implicitly already asked the question, but I was going to ask you about the mile and how confident you were.
Yeah, well, Callum said she'll get a mile standing on her head, you know, and I felt that after Doncaster, that she'd appreciate a mile. So yeah, look, she ticks a lot of boxes.
Okay. Well, you know how it is to have a filly that everyone's talking about, and Falakaya was that filly after her brilliant win over 10 furlongs here in May. She then went to the Coronation Stakes and just showed too much of her fiery nature. She's running later on in our last race, the Pride. You put a first-time hood on. Is that in knowledge that that's going to help, you know, confidence, or is that in hope?
Look, my head lad rides her all the time at home, and she's been very settled. She, after Ascot, you know, I was never really happy with her. She didn't look great. I couldn't get a good scope off her. So she went back to Shadwell, had sort of 6 weeks back there, and she's obviously been back with me quite a while now. She's relaxed in her work well. Obviously, she always sort of wore a red hood, but we took it off down at the start. But we felt, it makes sense to leave it on this time. And touch wood, she seems well in herself, and I've been pleased with her work. So, yeah, it'd be nice to get her back.
Do you still believe in her? I mean, she's obviously got a huge amount of ability. She flashed so much here in May.
She did. Look, she's got, she's a big scopy filly with some stride on her, So what I've seen at home has pleased me. So yeah, look, this will be it as such for the year. But I felt she's shown enough that we deserve to. Well, she deserved to have another go,
And did she stay in training for next year? Do you know yet?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Okay. I don't know.
So it might today determine that to some degree?
Possibly, yeah, right. Possibly. I'm not sure. Not sure. It's not been discussed.
Well, I hope she runs well. You're also running Waduda later on. I was just looking at her pedigree. It's lovely, isn't it? Dubawi out of a half sister to Ben Battle and Newmarket.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, she's done all the right things at home. Probably the Godolphin favourite obviously was third to the second there, so that's pretty strong form. We, probably find it tough to beat her, but she's a filly I like. I think she's certainly got a future. Stuck out in one's a bit of a pain, but look, I'd like to think she'll run a nice race.
And can I look ahead to Champions Day and Anmart? I'm getting vibes that all might not be well with last season's title holder, the Champion Stakes.
Yeah, well, it's out in the press. It's been out.
I haven't seen it. Sorry, I've missed it.
It's been out for 3 or 4 days now. To be fair.
Sorry, apologies. I've missed it.
Yeah. So look, he's had a little problem. So he's not going to make it, which is gutting for everybody because it's the one race I wanted it. Really for. As it stands, the ground's not looking like it's going to be very soft, is it? It's a dry forecast, but yeah, look, it's not to be for him, unfortunately. But look, he doesn't owe anyone anything. He's been an absolute star. And look, he'd be 7 going on 8, so I think we might have seen the last of him, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel that the wiser decision is to say?
Yeah, speaking to Angus and the team, that look, as I say, he doesn't owe anybody anything, so I think he's earned a long and happy retirement. He'll probably keep Batash company.
If that is his last race, what's your favourite moment? Is it Champions Day from last year?
Yeah, look, I think it would have to be. He the only time he was ever out of the 3 was 2 weeks before in the Prix-Dollar, and I don't know what happened that day. To be honest, I really don't. And to come back 2 weeks later, and dare I say it, but it took a little bit of convincing Shaker Hitser to let me run her, him I should say. And yeah, fair play. I had to video him the week after, sent it to her, and then I spoke to her up at the sales on the Monday to see whether I can confirm him, and she luckily did. And look, the rest is history. But yeah, it'd be hard to top that.
And how big a place in your heart and your career does this horse have?
Look, he's right up there with Huckham, to be fair. He's 7 now. We've had him since he was a yearling, so you don't get that opportunity very often on the flat. Obviously, Huckham stayed till he was 6, but and like this year he's been second. On another year he might have been 3-time Group 1 winner this season. So yeah, look, he's bang up there.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that's the end of his career, but he brings so many people so much joy, and I'm sure you're making the right decision with him. At least you've got a lot to look forward to next year still.
Brilliant. Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Lydia. Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Owen.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.